Yes, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of Premier League predictions. Whereas today I'm going to take look at as my Premier League predictions, and I'll be telling you guys what my result is. You know how many points I got out of 30, and hopefully this week will be better than last week because last week I got 8 points. So hopefully this week I'll um I will beat that and get better and better and better, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, without further ado, this is your Premier League predictions match day 2 review. And yeah, some results I got 3 points, but others I got no points because I didn't expect that team to, to drop points or to either get a draw. So, yeah, so without further ado, here we go. So as always, I'm gonna tell you guys what my prediction was and what the actual result is when I review my Premier League predictions. So I'll put my prediction on this side and the actual result on the other side so that you can guys could see how many points I've got in each of them. So let's start off with the first game of match day 2, and that was Liverpool against Burnley. Now, in my prediction, I predicted a 3-0 Burnley. 3-0 Liverpool because if I predicted 2-0, that would be way too harsh. So that's why I went for 3-0. But unfortunately, I got 1 point because the actual result was Liverpool 2-0. I mean, Liverpool had so many chances, Sadio Mane, for Mo Salah, Firmino. They had so many chances, and if one of them could put them in the back of the net when the game when the game stood went to 2-0, then my result could have been right. But unfortunately, it was 2-0 to Liverpool. Another win, another clean sheet for them. They are in third place by now, and I'll tell you why in just a couple of minutes. But yeah, brilliant start for Liverpool. And guess what? We've got them this Saturday. So that's why I'm wearing this Chelsea shirt today because we got Liverpool, and this game is going to be serious because they don't. Because Jurgen Klopp doesn't want to lose against Thomas Tuchel like what he did last season. So they want to be up for it. So that's why this game I'm a bit scared because Liverpool started really well, 5 goals scored, none of them conceded. So that's why this game is serious. But I'll talk about more on that on Friday when I'm doing the match review. But as for now, yeah, Liverpool 2-0 was the actual result, so I got 1 point. 1 point for that game. Now the next game, which I didn't expect, was Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Now for this game, I went for my prediction was 2-1 to Aston Villa, because I thought that Aston Villa, since they've lost to Watford, could they actually lose to Newcastle because Callum Wilson is doing good when he face West Ham, even though they've lost, and also Saint Adams Maximan is also doing well for Newcastle, but unfortunately. The actual result was 2-0 to Aston Villa, so I got 0 points. Well done to Aston Villa. Their first game they've lost, but the second game they managed to go back and get a brilliant result. John McGinn scored a penalty, and Danny Ings, what a brilliant bicycle kick that was from him. What a goal! I mean, 2 goals in 2 games, not bad for him. I mean, maybe I do get why by Danny Ings, why they sold Danny Ings to let him go to Southampton. Now I get that because they want so they sorry um no that no sorry maybe that's one of the reasons why Southampton want Aston Villa to sign him because they want to be better. They want to be at least a mid-table team or maybe above the mid-table team. So that's why I get that one. So yeah, Danny Ings is doing well for Aston Villa, scoring a brilliant goal um, against Watford and scoring an absolute great bicycle kick against Newcastle. So yeah, unfortunately, Newcastle didn't win, so I get 0 points. So far, I got 1 point in my predictions. Now, this game, I mean, I couldn't believe this. I really couldn't believe this. When I saw this lineup for Brentford, I was like, yes, you know what? I know they will beat Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace went four at the back while Brentford went three at the back. So yeah, but for this game, I backed Brentford to win, but unfortunately, the actual result went to 0-0 or stalemate, as footballers like to call it. I mean, I think Crystal Palace were the better team. They had chances, to beat Brentford, but unfortunately, they just couldn't. That couldn't happen. You know, the way Brentford beat Crystal Palace, I would have personally thought they'll beat. Sorry, the way Brentford beating Arsenal last week, I would have personally thought, yeah, that they will beat Crystal Palace, but unfortunately, they but unfortunately, Crystal Palace just had more possession, more chances, more shots on target, and Brentford could have managed to beat them. But at least Brentford is still unbeaten. They still haven't conceded, remember? They scored 2 goals and conceded none. So they're really doing well in the Premier League. So they're on 4 points right now. I'm not sure which league position they're in, but they did well under Thomas Frank. And that's what I believe when I said in my first series, on Matchday 1, I believe that Thomas Frank can make Brentford stay in Premier League next season if he can keep up with this. He could lose like more games, but maybe facing teams, let's say like Arsenal or Tottenham, maybe if he can go to that game beating them twice, then I know then they will be in the Premier League next season, and maybe teams less as well. So that's why I believe that Thomas Frank can make Brentford go and make back into the Premier League, because I don't want them to get relegated. I really don't, because after 76 years of this, they don't deserve to get relegated. So hopefully this season, Thomas Frank can make Brentford do really well. Maybe not above the mid-table. Let's say like either 10th or 11th. That's good for them. As long as they stay in the Premier League next season, then that's a good achievement, and that's what the fans want as well. So yeah, unfortunately, Brentford didn't win, but at least they're still unbeaten, which is still good for them. The next game, of course, is Leeds United versus Everton. Now, I predicted a 2-0 win against 2-0 win for Everton, but unfortunately, it turned out to be a draw. I mean, Everton, wow. I mean, after Leeds didn't do well against Manchester United, I was thinking, could they drop points again against Everton? But well done to them, because they really they didn't want to this season to be like last season in the beginning where they lost 2 times. So they managed to pick up a point. So yeah, whenever Everton scored, they scored, and it happened all over again. So Everton, yeah, after their first win, they managed to get a point. So they're still the same points with Brentford and I think Manchester United, and yeah, they're still with the same points. So yeah, even though I didn't expect that to get a draw, it actually happened. So yeah, well done to Leeds United. They don't want to lose another game. So yeah, big up to them. So the next game, of course, is Man City versus Norwich City. Now, in that game, I predicted a Man City win of 5-0, and guess what? Do you know why I'm smiling? It's because the actual result was. Give me just a few seconds. Yeah, the actual result was 5-0 to Man City. So I get the first 3 points in my brand new series. So I was so happy, yeah. When it went to 5-0, I was like, no, please, Norwich, don't score. Please, City, do not score, another one, because I want to get 3 points. And that's exactly what happened. And I expected it, because Norwich City, they just don't want to face teams above, they don't want to face teams like Chelsea or maybe Liverpool or City or United, maybe Arsenal and Tottenham, because their season, no, maybe Arsenal, Tottenham, they're starting really well, but they want to face Arsenal because you look at them. They are in 19th while Norwich City are in 20th. So they rather face Arsenal than teams like Chelsea or Liverpool or Tottenham or things like that. So yeah, now Norwich City, I if they had the if they did a like big show like beating City, then yeah, that would be a shock. But City, I knew that they will have no chance of losing to Norwich City because they have a better squad than Norwich City, much better squad. So yes, I get the first 3 points in my brand new series. So that means 3 plus 1 equals 4. So I've got 4 points so far in my Premier League predictions this week. So I'm really happy. So yeah, well done. Yeah, really proud, really happy that I got it absolutely spot on. I didn't want to go for 6-0 because I was like, nah, that is no way. So that's why I went for 5-0. So yeah, Man City lost to Tottenham, but won against Norwich City. So yeah, well done to Man City though. And they're facing Arsenal, which of course Arsenal fans are not looking forward to this. But anyway, moving on. Now, this game, I didn't expect this, but wow, you look at Brighton, yeah, they've lost, no, they've won against Burnley, and I was thinking, you know what, I don't see Brighton beating Watford this time because when they faced each other last season, it was a draw. So I expected Watford to win of 2-0 because Watford did really well against Aston Villa. So I predicted a Watford win of 2-0, but it's the other way round. This time, it was Brighton win of 2-0, and Ibasuma done really well in the midfield. And Arsenal was really trying to sign him, but guess what? The transfer doesn't end in like 1 week's time. It doesn't end in 1 week time. So if they don't sign him, then Arsenal are in big trouble. But I don't think Bayern want to sell him because they want to be better than last season. Because remember, they started really well, but in a few games they started, but they've dropped points. They were close to being a relegation, but after picking up points against Wolves, against Aston Villa, that's they done really well. So they want to be better than last season. And if you look at where they are in fourth place. They've got the same points as Chelsea and Liverpool and West Ham. 6 points in their last two games. 3 points. You know, 2 wins in 2 games. So they're really starting well. I mean, for me, yeah, it would be strange to see Brighton being the European places because that would be the first time that ever happened. West Ham, I remember they were in the playoffs last season, but they bowled that one. But West Ham are in the Europa League. Let's not forget that because they were in fifth place. Oh, sorry, sixth place behind Leicester. So yeah. So it would be weird to see either Brighton or West Ham in the Champions League places. I don't think Chelsea, Liverpool, United, or City would want that to happen. They definitely don't want that to happen. So yeah, but well done to Brighton. Really start for them. But they're going to face tough teams next over the next few weeks. So even though they started really well, when they face teams like Liverpool or City or Chelsea, they know it's going to be tough for them. But really, but bright start to for Brighton, whereas for Watford, their first loss. But I know they could do better, this season because if they get relegated again, what what a big blow that will be for the fans as well. So yeah, I expected a Watford to win, but unfortunately, Brighton done really well, especially Basuma in the midfield. Brighton had chances as well. They dominated Watford, but 2-0 is a good result for them. So yeah. So that was all the Saturday's fixtures. Now let's move on into Sunday's fixtures. Now, the first game, of course, was Manchester United against Southampton, or the other way round. Now, for this game, I went for Man United 3 or 3. I went for Man United win of 3-1, because Man United have a better squad than Southampton. Even though Adam Armstrong did well for Blackburn Rovers last season, Man United have got a better squad. But I cannot believe I'm saying this, but the actual result was a draw. Southampton won, Manchester United won, and I couldn't believe this. I did say that Manchester United would definitely concede a goal, but I didn't expect Manchester United to be that worse. They were awful in the second half. They couldn't do it. I mean, why can't they not do it like they did last season, where they were 1-0 down, but then they were 3-1 up? They had so many chances, but Southampton did well, especially that Chelsea that they signed a loan from Chelsea. I can't remember his name, but he did well playing as the right wing back. He did really, really well. So they don't to suffer another loss. So they picked up their first point of the season. So yeah, big up to that player who played all as the right wing back. Whereas for Manchester United, after destroying Leeds United 5-1, you might be thinking they could be title contenders. If they bottle this time, then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing and the tactics didn't work well. So, they really have to do well if they want to be title contenders. They really want to push, back to where they are when Sir Alex Ferguson was as the Manchester United manager. So yeah, I mean, I got 0 points, so that means I still got 4 points so far. So yeah, Manchester United, they bottled it. They absolutely bottled it. They were terrible, terrible. More chances, they had more possession than Southampton, but they absolutely bottled it, you know. So I feel bad for Manchester United fans and the players and the manager as well. So yeah, hopefully they do well in the next game. But the game against Southampton, they were awful, absolutely awful. The next Super Sunday was, of course, Wolverhampton Wanderers against Tottenham, a game where Nuno came back into Molineux and the fans did well to applaud them and they put out the banner saying, "Thank you for everything you've done." Because remember, Wolves were in League One when they've appointed Nuno, and then he did well getting Wolves back into the Championship, and then after that back and in the top flight table, back into the Premier League. So it's all because of him. I mean, I didn't expect to get sacked for Wolves last season, but I don't know why. I don't know why they did that, but they maybe it's because they want to get Wolves back into European places. That is what I think. So yeah, the fans were so happy to see him. Of course, they know that he's the Tottenham new manager now. So yeah, but unfortunately, the Wolves fans were so disappointed because their team lost 1-0 to them. Of course, I predicted a draw because Tottenham, even though they have a bit of possession, it was Wolves this time that were dominating. The likes of Adama Traore, he hasn't been scoring enough goals for Wolverhampton Wanderers. What's happened to him? He done really well playing on the left hand side, but he doesn't seem to score. He doesn't seem to score. Tottenham was so lucky. They were so lucky that Tottenham was so lucky that they beat Wolves because Wolves had dominated Tottenham. They could have at least made it a win or maybe get in a draw, but they were so disappointed. So yeah, I think the Tottenham fans might be happy that they've won, but they were thinking to themselves, we're so lucky here because we could have lost this game to Wolves because they dominated us. That's what the Tottenham fans might be thinking. So yeah, I got 0 points for that one because I predicted a draw. But yeah, Tottenham not bad. Two wins, 2 goals scored, and none conceded. So yeah, great start for them. So yeah, I mean, they are in the fifth place because there's lots of sixes, from West Ham all the way to Tottenham. Yeah, yeah, to those teams. So yeah, there's a lot of 6 points. So I think maybe Tottenham might be fifth or sixth. I'm really not sure. I haven't looked at the table yet, but yeah, right, really good start for Tottenham in the season under the new manager, the Nuno. So yeah, this game, of course, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea. And I expected a win because if we lost, that would be 4 times in a row. The FA Cup final, 2 last season, and it could have happened last Sunday. But thank God that we didn't allow that to happen because I predicted a 2-0 Chelsea win and my prediction was absolutely right. It was 2-0 to Chelsea. The reason I didn't go for 3-0, 4-0 is because I didn't want because Chelsea knew that if we were 2-0 up, let's just make this comfortable. Let's just allow Arsenal to do better in the second half. But they didn't. Chelsea was was a bit slow in the first half. Arsenal did well from 0 to 50 minutes, but after that we dominated them from minute 50, from the first half, at all the way to the whole 90 minutes. We dominated them, and Romelu Lukaku is back for Chelsea. His first goal in his 16th appearances for Chelsea, and he was the man of the match. Yeah, man of the match. The only disappointing thing with him is that he could have had a hat trick. Of course, he scored a tap in. He could have scored, when it was all by himself. But unfortunately, Leno did that brilliant save. Reece James had a gave the ball to him and he headed in. He had a chance, but Leno did that save. I would have personally thought, yeah, I would have personally thought that um that he scored, maybe getting the brace in his first season, but unfortunately Leno did that save to deny him. But for me, he was the man of the match, and it's between Reece James and him, but I personally think it was Lukaku. He bullied Arsenal defense. Yeah, Arsenal defense could have handled him. They really could not handle Lukaku because they know that Lukaku is really good. He is world class. And guess what? He has overtaken Ian White because in his Premier League career, he has scored 144 goals, overtaken Ian White, who has scored 133 goals. So there you go. So well done to Lukaku. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, well done to him. So 144 goals in his Premier League career. When playing for West Brom, United, Everton, and Chelsea. Even though he didn't score Chelsea in the last decade, he scored against Arsenal on Super Sunday. So yeah, and Reece James had a brilliant season. The times where he was just on his own and the Arsenal's defense or midfielders couldn't handle him, that tells you everything about Arsenal because they still went because excuse me. What was it? Mikel Arteta still went four at the back. He still went four at the back, and if he did that, then I said, you know what, Chelsea are gonna win. They're absolutely gonna win because Mikel Arteta doesn't seem to have any plan. All Arsenal do is just pass it to Tiwi, cross, and then pray. Just like Lampard did last season, where we cross and cross and cross, but nothing, and that's why Arsenal beat us. And that's the same with Chelsea. I mean, with Arsenal, when they still went far at the back, they've got no chance of beating Chelsea. No chance. When they beat us 1-0, they went through at the back as well. So it's like a tactical battle. But the only reason why we've lost is because of the chances that Chelsea created. If we would have put those chances in the back of the net, then yes, we would have beaten Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. So that's why I went for 2-0 because I don't see Arsenal scoring against Chelsea this time. They just was terrible in the final third. Of course, there was a penalty shout out, but for me, that was not a penalty whatsoever. Not a penalty. So Wisha was so lucky. The Arsenal's front line, they just couldn't handle Aspilicueta, Christensen, especially Rudiger. They just couldn't handle them. I would have personally thought that maybe Chalobah started, but I get that because maybe Thomas Tuchel wants to start Chalobah in a game against Liverpool, which is a big game. He wanted to rest him because he doesn't want to, get another, just to be tired or get another or to get an injury. So yeah. So Thomas Tuchel had the idea. So hopefully Chalobah starts the game against Liverpool on Saturday. So yeah, my prediction was right. So I got 4 points and I got 3 points because my prediction was spot on. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. So I got 7 points so far. So remember, I have to be 8 points last week. Now, could I get it? Well, let's find out in the last game of the Matchday 2, and that was West Ham United against Leicester City. Now this game, I said there would be lots of goals, maybe at least 5 goals in each in the game, and that exactly what happened. But I predicted a West Ham win of 3-2, and the actual result was 4-1. Mikel Antonio is on fire. He's on fire. if you look at the goals in Premier League in West Ham Premier League history, he scored 49, which makes him the all-time West Ham's Premier League top scorer in history. So big up to Antonio though. So he was my man of the match, and he was probably my player of the week because he was involved with the goals. The second goal was the assist. The third West Ham goal was his goal, and the fourth West Ham goal was his goal. So he was involved in excuse me, in West Ham's three goals, where Sarid Benrahma scored himself, and these two have a great partnership because Antonio got the assist for Said Benrahma's goal when West Ham beat them 4-2, and the same with the game. He got the assist for Said Benrahma. So Said Benrahma is doing well for West Ham. 2 goals in 2 games, and it's all because of Mikel Antonio. So if these two can keep on doing this, maybe West Ham could be part of the top 6 now because they haven't been over the last few years, but now since last season when David Moyes took over, they've been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I don't want to see West Ham in the Champions League because that would be weird. That would be so weird. But if but if they can keep on doing what they're doing, putting the great performances, then, maybe West Ham can be in the Champions League. I don't want that to happen, but they could have a chance. They really could have a chance. So, yeah, whereas for Leicester, they were awful, absolutely awful. After beating Wolves last week, I expected Leicester to lose because West Ham, I know they would dominate them. And they were down to 10 men because Ayoze Perez got a red card, and that was absolutely right. He was having the complaints. Even the Leicester goalkeeper, Cassius Schmeichel, was having the complaints. But when I saw that replay, that was a definite red card. You cannot make silly challenge plays like that. And that's why I will praise the VAR because the referee didn't see anything bad. So I'm not sure if he get a yellow card. But that was what VAR is there for, to make the right decisions and to turn it around. So big up to VAR because for me, yeah, when I saw that replay, that was definitely a red card. So I don't care if Ayoze Perez is complaining. You can never do that whatsoever. So he has a 3-game ban, for Leicester City. 3-game ban. So I don't care. Their best player is off, and I don't care. That was a definite red card. Whereas for West Ham, well done to them. They are, as I'm recording this right now, they are top of the league. Top of the league. The same goal difference as Chelsea and Liverpool. The same goal difference. Scoring 8 goals. Yeah, scoring 8 goals and conceded 3. So 8 minus 3 equals 5. They have a higher scoring so far. 8 goals, highest scoring, and that's why they're in first place because of the highest scoring. 8 goals so far for West Ham. Absolutely brilliant. So well done to them. So I got 1 point. So 7 plus 1 equals 8. And my God, unfortunately, that is the same points as my last prediction, 8 points out of 30. So even though I got 8 points out of 30, at least I get double 3 points because my prediction was right for the Man City versus Norwich game and also the Chelsea versus Arsenal game. So yeah. So I'm happy that I got the 3 points, but disappointed I got the same points as last time. So hopefully next in my next prediction, hopefully I'll be able to beat 8 points this time. Hopefully, please, because I want to get better and better and better in my new series on my Premier League predictions. So yeah, hopefully I can do getting better and better. Each match day I'll be getting more points than this one. So hopefully next week I'll beat 8 points by getting more points and hopefully getting a couple of 3 points, maybe 1 point as well. So yeah, disappointed, but at least I got 3 points in this Premier League prediction. So yeah. So that's it, guys. That is the end of this video and my Premier League predictions review on match day 2. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video on my new series. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you never miss any of my content. And also share this video to everybody. share this to video so that they can enjoy, so that they can selves enjoy this video. Whether they're an Arsenal fan, Man City fan, Liverpool fan, whatever fan there is, share this video to your friends and family so that they can enjoy this. So yes, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys this Friday for Premier League predictions. Match day 3, and also the Liverpool versus Chelsea game. So I'll be doing 2 videos on Friday, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. So yes, guys, I've got to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and peace. And as always, up the Chelsea, and congratulations to Romelu Lukaku. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. See you guys on Friday. Take care and bye.